So can you tell me about this snake?
So Eddie is a 5-year-old albino Burmese python. So he's just actually a little kid. He'll be as big as Dwayne one day. He'll be about 12 feet, 120 pounds.
What's he weigh now?
He's only about 40 pounds right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he flatten out when I've heard of snakes when they want to eat something big, they flatten out to try and to mimic how wide they're going to have to open their mouth, or is that a certain kind of snake that does
That
that?
might be a certain kind of snake. Like his bottom jaw is not fused together at all. So his bottom jaw can actually completely separate. So he can fit something this wide in.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
How do I word this?
You're okay, go ahead.
So if how do you know that it likes you? I guess is as the easiest way to say that. Like like we have cats.
Right.
The cats just hate people. Certain
Right.
people.
Right.
What does a snake do when it doesn't like a person?
Um, it definitely like he'll hiss if he doesn't like something, but the really cool thing is that the bigger the snake, the chiller they are. Like the
Really?
the attitude is like he's just like a big dog with no legs.
Hmm. Like a lap dog.
Yeah, like a lap dog, even though he's like grabbing onto me. Yeah, but super super chill. I've never actually had an attitude problem with him at all. The little teeny snakes, like for sure attitude, but the big snakes, they're just so sweet and so chill. Even when you feed them, they take their food so politely, you know. And he came from a really bad situation where goodbye, you guys. He came from a really bad situation where he was actually left in an apartment building for about 6 months, and with no food and no water, no heat. For a snake, that's a really big deal. It's they can go a long time without food, but he was really dehydrated and really really thin when we got him, and he had like this terrible head bob where his head would just do this all the time. So he looks really great now.
Yeah, he seems chill.
He's so chill. He's super chill. And
I
everyone loves him when they come to the store. Sometimes they come just to see Eddie or just to see Dwayne.
I can appreciate the snakes, but to tell you the truth, they scare me.
Yeah, they shouldn't though.
I know.
It's just like folklore or something like that. Like a lot of people think big snakes are sizing you up, but that's not true.
That's not true at
No.
all.
He knows he can only eat something this big, and he definitely doesn't want to eat us.
And he probably respects that you feed him too.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people think like they're brainless or they don't feel or they don't love, but he's such a puppy. And like I said, so many people will come just to see him, and he just, if you can believe it, he eats up the attention. He will flirt with girls all day to get held. It's his favorite thing. Huh.
What was it like nursing him back? You said that he was stuck in a bad situation.
Yeah.
Um, what um, what was it like nursing him back, and how did you find him?
The city brought him to us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they had to, gut that apartment out, and he was just there. So they brought him to us because they know that, we take in a lot of animals all the time. But we have a lot of snakes here in particular. But I think just getting him over the respiratory infection and making sure that he was nice and healthy. Eating was no problem because he was starving, so he ate right away. But it took a lot of time to make sure that he was internally healthy, and then just putting weight on him really. But his attitude was never terrible, even though he was really, really hungry and really, really neglected in every other sense of the way.
So when you say bad attitudes, do they hide? They just don't want anybody to touch them, or
He'll let us know if he doesn't want to be held. Like he'll go to the very back, and if he wants out, he kind of goes to the door. And then we also try to respect his space, and we'll do a knock to let him know that we're coming in. And I don't know, it's just kind of a mutual respect thing. I don't know, he's just always been so sweet.
you treat him like any other animal? Then
Yeah.
I mean, I just caught myself going, "Oh, it's a snake. It must be different than an animal, but
No, it's the same.
it just wants love and attention and be
Absolutely.
fed, and
Absolutely. Just like them
someone to be
all.
nice to it,
Mm-hmm.
just like a cat or a dog, like you
Right.
said, right?"
Yeah.
Um, does he ever get rough when you like? Do you ever find that he like gets a little tight around the neck or anything, or
He
is he
did just a little bit ago, but it's just kind of like if he feels like he's falling, he'll squeeze tighter. He's
okay?
definitely not trying to kill me. He's just like, am I falling? Am I falling? Do I get to go down?
Yeah, watching the snake with you, I can
Yeah.
see the affection
Yeah.
because he's not trying to run away. He's
No.
not. You're not having to chase him around the store to see where he went.
Nah,
He's
no.
actually affectionately rubbing your face and
Yeah, yeah, he's
checking
sweet.
things out. Yeah. So that I learned something right now about
Yeah,
snakes. Yeah, I
yeah.
thought they were.
And socializing them is a big thing. Big snake, little snake, medium snake, getting them out, letting people touch them, holding them as often as you can. That's really what changes from a bad attitude snake to a really sweet puppy dog snake, is just hanging out with them as much as possible. So and if people come in and they're very scared of snakes, we try to take the time to, desensitize them from that. We'll start with a little snake, but Eddie's definitely a good uh, he's a good spokesperson for the snake world just because he's so sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can. Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready to touch him yet, but he seems really affectionate,
He
especially
is.
I'm gonna say towards you.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him with anyone else, but
This
I
is just
see
how
how
he
he's
is with
acting.
everyone. He's just like, hey. He's like Joey from Friends. Hey.
Do so snakes must have a bunch of nerves up and down their body then.
Right, just one big muscle.
One big
He's just
muscle,
one big muscle.
and is that how they sense touch, or do you think that they really can sense touch, or
Yeah,
how
he
does that
can he
work?
can definitely feel me for sure.
Yeah.
The little holes in his face is like they're little heat sensors because they're actually pretty blind. So he can't see very good and he has no ears. So the little like holes in the front of his face, those are like little heat seeking pits. So he can like see you, but he sees the heat coming from you.
Do you think everybody has a certain heat signature?
Yeah, but it doesn't make him want to eat you anymore. He's just like, hi, I see you.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
I guess my question was, does how does he know you from me or anyone else? Do they smell or?
Yeah, his tongue going in and out, that's him kind of smelling.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, learn something right now.
Yeah,
He is very curious and very affectionate. I could tell.
he is. He's a flirt. Everyone loves him at Cemetery Pulp. Everyone that comes in just adores Eddie.
Yeah, yeah, I can
Yeah.
see that. Very, very interesting.
Yeah. And how cool is he for letting his little heart heal? Because someone really just left him for dead. Didn't care. So for him to like even trust people again, that's really cool.
You do have an affection for animals that really comes out.
Yeah.
I mean, not many people are going to say, "Oh, I took the snake in and he was treated poorly," and you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, that's really great.
Yeah. The rescue we have is usually for very bad-tempered animals or animals that are very, better worded, very misunderstood by humans. So they're not necessarily bad-tempered. That's just who they are. That's just their species. But a lot of people think of maybe a dog or a cat and they expect it to act that way, but it just doesn't, you know.
Yeah. Very cute.
He's so cute. We're going to get you to hold him before the end.
I'm not sure. You're doing a great job, and it looks great on camera. Yeah, he's very affectionate. He's
Yeah.
not running away, nothing.
Yeah, he's chill.
So, what do you have there, and what's the story behind it?
So this is a little two-faced kitten, and she was just stillborn like this. She's the cutest little thing, and we call her Brittany and Tiffany. But she's so cute. She came from a vet, and we just took her home and fixed her up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the fluid that you keep them in?
So I'll preserve everybody in formalin. So all of these have been preserved in formalin, but formalin's pretty toxic. So after I've preserved them, you can actually swap the liquid out in the jar for 70% isopropyl. So when I teach classes and I fill up the jars, it's 70% isopropyl alcohol. And that's just like just healthier for your home. Formalin and formaldehyde is pretty toxic, so I try not to send anybody home with that.
So it's just rubbing alcohol.
Just rubbing alcohol.
And how long does the rubbing alcohol last? Do you have to switch that out every so often?
Yeah, you should always clean out your wet specimens about once a year.
And what is this?
This is Woodchuck D.
Oh, I see it now. Chuck D. Yeah.
What's
So,
he's a woodchuck.
where did he come from?
He's another roadkill. Not from around here. It's a taxidermist would send us roadkill, and he's from that group. And yeah, we just fixed him all up and made him look cool. He's not a perfect specimen, and that's why I give him like little jackets and dress him up. I have an affinity with putting hats on everybody too, so everybody usually has crowns or hats or something like that too.
Do woodchucks get, I don't know, road killed or
Oh yeah, totally.
more often than other animals?
I think more in the Midwest. We don't have them out here really, but
Yeah.
for sure in the Midwest, yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, they're so cute.
Pretty cool. Living the good life, afterlife.
Living the good
Living
afterlife.
the good afterlife.
That's the name of this show. We also have Uranium Glass over there. It's my favorite. I really love it. They come in all different colors. It's usually from the late 1800s and early 1900s. But a lot of people think like it's a poisonous, but it's not. It has the same radiation as a banana. So I don't know. It's really fun to me. I love it.
How do you find that? How do you find that?
Uranium glass?
Yeah.
You can look at estate sales. Other antique stores have it. Even like Savers, thrift stores, things like that. Sometimes they get pieces like that and they don't even know they have it. So always carry your blacklight with you.
Was that well, obviously it was a big thing.
Yeah.
And then it phased out. Why do you
Yeah.
think it phased out? Because people were scared of it, or it was just a
Maybe.
novelty?
Yeah, maybe because they were scared of it. I'm not sure. I think it's so cool.
And what do we have here?
So this is a diaphanized fetal kitten. Diaphanization is something that I do here at the shop also. And it's just a process of a whole bunch of different chemical baths where I can dye the bones and dye the cartilage and then make the skin clear. And it ends up looking like this.
It reminds me of the Bodies exhibit.
Bodies exhibit is like plastination. I think that's how you say it, but it's not far off from that.
That is so cool. I've always wondered how that happened.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I know what happened to the animal, but I mean like the insides of different colors and everything.
Mm-hmm. This just dyed.
Does the dye, do you pick out where the dye goes, or do you put the dye in and it goes to a certain spot of the body?
That's the really cool part about diaphanizing is that I don't really have control, and every animal dies differently, and even though they'll all be in the same bath. So that's kind of a really cool like part of the art of diaphanizing is that there's not really much control, but it looks so neat even though they're all so different as far as coloration goes.
And what is this here?
These are just some poker playing rats.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're really cute. These are just like frozen specimens from PetSmart. And I just taxidermied them and gave them little miniatures because also obsessed with miniature things.
So you're making dioramas with animals that didn't make it. Yeah. Where's the inspiration come from to make those? Do you see the animals and you go, oh, wouldn't it be cool if they were just playing poker?
Right? Or if you've watched Fantastic Mr. Fox, I love it. But definitely Fantastic Mr. Fox is always an inspiration. So everybody's always dressed up very regally and it always looks like they're having fun.
So you give them a story then?
Yeah. Yeah. Why not?
And that must be a way to honor them even more.
Yeah, plus it's fun.
Plus it's fun. That is very cool.
Yeah.
So explain what you have here, please.
So Abigail's a 1940s composite doll. I found her at an estate sale a really long time ago, and she's actually been sold and returned a whole bunch of times for ruining people's lives. But she doesn't really. I'm not sure if that's just what they think, but she's apparently haunted, but she's also very nicely haunted.
What is a composite doll exactly?
It's just the way her face is made. It's like a plaster of Paris.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you say it's ruined people's lives. What have the people said that she's
I'm
done?
exaggerating,
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm exaggerating, but most recently, someone broke up with someone, car wreck, lost my job, give back the doll.
So they buy it going, that's a bunch of bullshit.
Right.
And then a couple of weeks or a few months later, like, hey, you know what? I think you should
Yeah.
have this back.
Right. I'm not sure if they're just like blaming, they're just like, it's because I got the doll. I don't know, but she's always very polite here, but so are
There-
all the ghosts.